That was it. Welcome in. I'm gonna give it a good, honest shot. Let me scroll my notes. Basically, I created some practice splits just so I can get through this. The only issue is I can't start at 0 because you don't have access to a save at the start of the split, so I'm basing the timing off of when you cast exit. Okay. I'll just about get started. Nice. All right, here we go. So it's as if we just casted exit, we're like in, and now crap. Off to a bad start already. Nice, instantly. I'm not going to use a lead off. Like, if I'm getting a free lead off, I'm running. Okay, cool. Bitch. Oh, that sucks. Okay. No. No. Fuck. Yeah, this game also has the Wiggle Girl. How's it going, MD? Good. That was really bad. Ooh, Maniac Mansion. Is that an NES game? Because that sounds kind of familiar. Gotcha. Wait, I think I have played that on the Gaming Through the Ages. Is that the one where you pick, like, 3 teenagers and you go through and it's like a puzzle game? Yeah, I have played that! Oh, man. That one was one that I wanted to go back to. Where is the... There we go. Oh, it's bad. Yeah. Like, supposedly, Charles was saying that the cat strategy is like a Gen 1 Pokemon fail if you don't get your escape. I'm suspecting it's more like a 1% type of a run fail. But you fight, like, you go through maybe about 50 encounters, so, you know, every other run is expecting to probably have a run fail. My last 2 runs that got to this dungeon were over 5 minutes ahead of my PB, and they both died, like, near the end of the dungeon walk. So, I have yet to get a run really going since my last PB, where I only PB'd by a minute. And I think I'm rusty on this section, and so that's why we're practicing it right now. Because this is a dungeon that you can definitely get practice in, because we set up a save. That was a super long walk, holy shit. I basically made it through the whole floor. Okay, then it's this floor. Yeah, I want to go back to Maniac Mansion. I'm starting to really appreciate the point-and-click games that were on the NES. Like, I really liked Shadowgate, and pretty soon my buddy and I are gonna play, what's the game? Deja Vu. Yo, Devins, welcome in. Otherwise, practice praying to the RNG gods? Exactly. Oh, I went the wrong way. Shit. Yeah. Or at least you can switch between them, so it's really nice. I think I'm on the big room now, so let me scroll here. This is one that I could definitely get some use memorizing. This is also the room that sucks the most. I already got the worst fight. Wow, first fight is already the run-ending one. At least she didn't break out of her shaman form. Bro, Sid, the first fight was with the daddy again. Okay. I mean, I could Google the, It's this way. I could Google the manual, but let me see. Oh, you need inserts as well? That's crazy. Okay. Yeah. If you can DM me it, then that would help. You go right from here. Okay. I lost 3 minutes on the second part of Infinity after Barberry, where I lost like 2 minutes on figuring out how you kill an Iflit. Okay, and then you go right from, or left from here. Cool. Ah, interesting. Okay. I found that Metal Gear 2, the one that came out on the MSX, also needed that. The manual had, like a codec number you were supposed to call at one point in the game. So I would have lost time on this split. Like, I'm already on the order of like a minute and a half lost compared to DB. Because I think PB had like an 11-minute close to flat time. Not really, Cerberus. I mean, if you're defining good as it survived, then yeah, it was a good Infinity Walk. But 12 minutes is definitely not a good time. I think I can save time on that split too, with just better menuing, but we just have had more fights there than I think we normally have. I remember this part of Infinity a lot better than the first part because most of it is straightforward, and then the scary screen is actually not as confusing because it's shorter. It can always be worse, or Holia. That is hilarious, by the way. I cannot believe it. But to be fair, you do have the opportunity to smoke now, so the main difference is you're probably never going to do the second Manilo. It probably is the case that you're only going to need 1 gold. So guess what? Tag Woods just became safer for you. Because you got the free gold in the Upa Cave. The real question is figuring out what you're going to have to do now in order to compensate for the fast shoes. So, because that's 20 agility? Yeah, you could buy all the smokes. It's annoying you lose time to the menuing to smoke, but the more annoying thing is not having the fast shoes, because it's probably going to be faster to not have it. You don't waste time on fishing up the Manilo or getting the fishing spot to spawn. But the sad part is, we have to figure out a new way to do it. Oh, the fast shoes do give you lead off in that game? Okay. For just one or having both? Yeah, we'll have to find out, because it sounds like so far they forgot to and it. Maybe they only forgot to and it to the encounter check. Oh wait, but then that means that the lead off is part of the encounter check, so yeah. You don't go down there, okay. Yeah, he only briefly glanced it with the collar. The collar one sucks though. But now there's no reason to pick up the collar in Highport. For anyone who's wondering what I'm talking to Sid about, there was an investigation done starting earlier today for the GBA version of this game. There are 2 items that exist in the game, a holy scarf and a collar, which both affect your encounter rate. And it was just discovered through Charles, with just a little bit of testing, that it felt like they were, like, both were not doing what they were expecting to do in the Super Nintendo version. So Charles did more testing on it, and it seemed that that was correct, that it wasn't doing that. And finally, Nitrodon, who is normally the guy that, like, debugs the assembly code and looks into it a little bit more, confirmed that, yeah, whoever programmed the game forgot to finish the programming part of it where it checks the encounter per tile, and also, oh no, we're dead. Oh, fuck. See, look, a run fail, and that could have killed me. The slam would have killed me for sure. Yeah, they fucked it up. They fucked up, and now, like, the items that should affect your encounter rate, which we use both for them. One is to lower your encounter rate, and then there's another one that we use to increase your encounter rate for an area that's like a mandatory grind. So, both don't work. Okay, I actually know the rest of this, and I need this for the menu. Dude, twice in a row. Yeah, GG. Well, I told you, Sid. Doesn't matter. It's infinity. It's just always. I'm just. It's like Charles said. I cursed an Albanian witch cursed me in a past life. With this strat, it's supposed to be 99%. With me, it's like 20%. Like, just so that I can put it in context, I think there's a total of 3 or 4 people that have executed this strat and completed runs with it. I might be the only one that has performed more runs in recent times with this strat. Like, in a short time of, like, consecutively attempting runs that I've gotten here. And I'm the only person that this has happened to. One of the other people, I think, has died in Infinity recently, but I think it was for a different reason. Charles, who's the one that came up with this strat, I think he has only died to Infinity once or twice out of all the runs that he's completed. But I don't know the exact number. Like, he completes way more runs than what seems to be, like, with my luck. And then the other person, MCon, I don't know how many times they've done it, but they've definitely completed a run with it. But they haven't run in years. Just get Nina to hedge your bet. Okay. On this save, yes, I am. I think both Kat and Ryu are both a level short. You don't put the fast shoes on Ryu. Because in this, you need to have an open slot for that bug with the fast shoes that gives you the 25%. So if I put a fast shoes there, I lose that 25% lead-off chance. Alright, 3, 2, 1. This is why I wanted to do Infinity only practice, because it's only about an hour, and it can eat my ass, because I literally lose runs here all the time to shit like what you just saw. I think the only thing I can do different here, if Kat can actually put it on, is I'll give her the wind robe. Okay. I died on this setup, yeah. Because the setup went so poorly. I don't like these enemies. They're very dangerous. I probably shouldn't kill Ryu off immediately. Okay, good. Because I think Cat is more likely to die from Ryu being dead here. Oh god, I think it's over. Okay. Good, it was the second attack, I believe. Oh no, he defended. She could be faster, yeah. I'm putting on the wind robe. So, I guess that's a reason to get the wind robe. Also, this is already a minute faster than the last attempt. Would it be safer on the overworld instead of? I don't know what you mean by that. Yeah, but what do you mean? Put what on instead of what? I'm just missing the context of, like, what would be safer. Alright, no worries. I think the wind robe is probably the right call here if you're under leveled, because it gave Cat 14 more agility. Or, sorry, Vigor. So now she's faster. So it should compensate for being that level lower. The thing is if you fail to run away now, you're likely not to survive because the Brave Armor gives you way more armor. Killing the party in the overworld? Nah. I think the overworld enemies are a lot more dangerous, and you get more encounters here, and there was something else to this effect. It is, but now that I'm thinking about it, I probably don't want Ryu to be killing himself off immediately on turn 1. I probably want him to take out Blue. Because if I'm remembering right, I think Charles told me that when you're in Scramble, the back person is very unlikely to get hit as long as person in slot 1 is alive. But once they die, then the person in slot 4 gets attacked, like, way more commonly. It's possible. Because were you asking him because of how my luck has been? Just getting home from a tournament, I got first place. The 4 out of 5 games I played, I only missed once in the 4th game. Nice. GG on winning your tournament. If I get into a fight, I'll read the rest of that message. Okay. Otherwise, perfect night, no mistakes. Nice. Dude, congrats on your tournament. But you have to understand also that the coding is different between GBA and this one, so there's probably a chance that it doesn't affect you. I'm also getting way more leadoffs this time around. Like, I've gotten less encounters. Okay, I fucked myself right there, but I've gotten more leadoffs and more, and less encounters overall. I think the next screen is the big screen. Fuck you on the last tile. Couldn't just give it to me. No, okay. There's one more pair of this. Since we were considering cutting the fast shoes like you mentioned, I mean, probably. I have a feeling that it probably doesn't work the same way on the GBA. Like, the coding is different enough that it might not work. Ah, last tile, my most hated tile. You and me both, brother. Okay. Oh, it's poop. Okay. Literally, the daddy is the only thing in here that makes me cringe. And I got it. Wow. What a cunt. What are we gonna get? Ah, beautiful. I'm out of cat's form. Well, this could be a GG just on its own right there. Oh wait, I need another one. Oh, in that moment, I also should have put on the Brave Robe again. Because then she would not have gotten knocked out. Okay, I'm learning. See, this is the importance of doing this, because now I am learning. But this is very likely going to be a run death. It's this way. Like, she's fast enough to get a really good chance of runaway, but... No, if I, like, I should always have the wind robe on, but if I get that fight with the Daedalus, in combat, switch to the Brave armor. Because you can switch armor in the middle of the fight. And that way, if he does attack me instead of buffing himself, then I can survive. Okay, now I think I'm losing time to infinity. Well, that's ass. Okay, well, he didn't do anything, so... But we're starting to see that this is the repercussions of not being in the cat form. I might not even make it to Delogony here. Okay. I stand corrected. So we would have lost 30 seconds on that. But it would very likely be a dead run because the enemies in the second half are faster. Fuck, better than getting smoked? Yeah. Like, I'm getting practice through, but the area I would want to get practice is on the Baruberry menu and post Anthony Death Warp. No, I don't think that's a good idea. Because... yeah, I don't have the risk of losing my shaman form anymore. But everyone comes back to life after that, and so I'd have to kill them off again. And then go through infinity again. And then after Baruberry... I guess I don't have to Death Warp then. There's a lot of risk now going through this part of Infinity without Kat being in her shaman form. But yeah, Darkest Mage, the idea is that I would just switch to Brave Armor in the middle of the fight if I got the guys. Because it doesn't eat up your turn also when you switch armor. So I would just switch the armor and then use the Empire Sword again, and then pray that if I do get hit, he doesn't crit me, because that would be the only thing. And by the way, Sid, that is what killed me in my last run, was the fact that not only did he hit me, but he crit. That's true, it does break muscle memory for practice. The only difference that it does, I mean, now with the windrobe on, no. I think I should just have the windrobe on because I think it improves my chances of running away. And like, if I do fail a runaway early on, then, well, there was no surviving the dungeon anyway. But if I get to the Daedalus, at least it's guaranteed I have to be in that fight. So the strat would just be to switch the armor in fight and then survive. Oh, like when I got killed in my run, yeah. Dude, it's so brutal. That's all I gotta say. It's so brutal that I get so fucked in Infinity. Hey, it's the guy I couldn't run away from before. Oh boy. These guys are where I will likely die because of being slow. I think those are the fastest enemy in this section. I get mad when I die to Witch or something and not even 2 hours in. Yeah, dude, I get so mad because it's like literally the last hour of the run. You'd expect that the run is safe at that point, and you get totally bitch slapped right there. I think I have the pre-Anfini room memorized now. I couldn't believe that. Hey. I think in GBA you should be fine because you're like super over leveled. But now you don't have fast shoes. So, well, I'm dead. Maybe. No, I'm dead now. Of course he uses freeze. I know, right? No guts. Until someone holds me at gunpoint. Yeah, it's like really hard. Do you even get hero BTs in GBA? I haven't seen like enough of the run to know. I'm gonna do it after. I'm gonna do it after this this first fight when we kill everybody off. I just gotta remember now, don't kill Ryu off immediately. This is the best fight you could have this for. Like, no joke, this is the best fight. One guy, he doesn't do anything dangerous other than hit hard. Like, beautiful. Fuck you. One more. Good job. Good. I think Ryu can take himself out now. Close, okay. Okay, good. Furthest you go was Queen? Okay. That was a very fast death warp. Really good fights. If you get a single enemy, it's totally like a free death. Or not death warp, but cat setup. Okay, gotta remember, Daedalus. I gotta switch the Windrobe out, and then put it back on the next fight. Without Robe, you can now afford 40-ish rocks. What do you mean? Okay, this room's not too bad. Dude. Let me move like more than 4 tiles. Oh, you don't max out your fire rocks at the whale? Ah, I didn't know how tight the money route was in GBA. Okay, okay. It's good to know that the Windrobe has value. Because that was my one thing when I was thinking about that with the Nina section, is like, okay, why do I need to get this Windrobe? Like, what value does it have for me? This is actually really nice, is having it for here. Now we can hit like 42, 43 if we don't need, Yeah, that's good. I would say that that's really good. We don't see daddies until the final screen. I mean, you can see them in the second screen, but you don't see them on these screens. You only see them on the screens that have a wavy background. Nice. Not nice. I'm getting a better feel of this room now, too. Now, if I get a lead off against the daddy, I won't do the strat of switching out the Windrobe. Oh, it's only if I'm in a fight that's not lead off against it. Like this one. Brave. This is bad. The fact that the Gannet hit me. Oh, and now he's getting buffed. Infinity just knows how to fuck me up. GG. Oh my god, dude. Oh my fucking god. So 3 attempts so far, none have made it to Barberry. And the one that was... Yeah. Infinity just sucks, man. Infinity just doesn't like me practicing. Even with the safer strats. And what I think of the wind robe, I think it's increasing it from like maybe from, if it is 98, probably to 99. No, there's no safer strat. There's absolutely nothing I can do there. Because the downside to it is I'm just losing time. The way that enemy works is on turn 1, he's always gonna buff somebody. Okay, well, that's not great, but it's not the worst. Okay, good. Okay, good. They can only do one. That's nice. Okay, now we run. That was a pretty fast setup, actually. Yeah, okay. So, the strat for that is the daddy fight is the script has him always buffing somebody, but if his target dies on that turn, then he defaults to attacking. So you have a 1/3 chance that he doesn't attack you. And even if he does attack you, you're probably gonna survive it. And the only reason we didn't survive it there is because he got buffed, which doubles his attack. Yeah, the eyes, the other enemies have a max agility, and so you can't outrun them. It's basically an impossible runaway. So, your best bets on that fight are you get a lead off and you're able to run away, guaranteed. You don't get the fight, and you're able to get a fight where he buffs himself on turn 1. So you're fine. Or C, you just dodge and you hope that it doesn't land. Which is also somewhat likely. Yeah, he has a 2/3 chance to attack. And not only that, but it's survivable if he attacks you. The only way it's not survivable is in that case exactly that happened, where he got buffed, so his attack doubled. And I don't know what are the odds that the eyes can buff. But not only that, but the eyes also have to choose to buff him. Sometimes they buff themselves. So I don't know what the eyes' chance is to cast buff. But, fuck. I'm gonna reset the room. But not only that, they have a 1/3 chance, if they do choose to buff him. One of them was actually a giant douche and attacked me, and that actually made it impossible to survive even if he did attack. But I think otherwise I did everything right in that fight. It's just, if you get that fight, it's unlucky. I remember I got that fight 2 times in a row, 2 times in the same run on the same screen, like a few fights apart, and the second one killed me on the final step before the halfway point of the town. You're very likely to die if an eye attacks and if the golem attacks. Because the golem does a lot of damage. I think his damage range is somewhere between 2/3 of my health and 80 to 85%, somewhere there. If I get knocked below 25%, I get knocked out of my shaman form. So the eye makes up that little bit of difference. In fact, I think the eye max rolled me, which was really annoying. I have no idea. I should probably look up more of that stuff, but I can't be bothered. Because it's like... even if I look at the odds never feel like they're actually what they are. Sid actually knows what I mean. But yeah, that's the only fight that you can't run away from. Is just anything with those Gannets, which are the eye robots. I think there's even an encounter with just 2 of them by themselves. Okay, that would be almost a 15-second time save. Sorry, it's an 11-second time save to PB. I don't know what my gold is for that split. But my gold is definitely better. And see, look at that. We got it through, and it was because there was no fight with a Gannet. I should probably pay attention to when this guy is close to finishing up his speech. Yo, MD, thank you for sending the information, if you're still around. Razor. Oh man, I remember the punk girl. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, several weeks ago, first of all, I have a passion project show that I do on my Sundays called Gaming Through the Ages, where I go through video game history in chronological order, starting from the NES's timeline. And I'm only doing home consoles, so a few months, maybe it's been a few months, but I'm gonna just double check when I did it. I played a game called Maniac Mansion. Okay, I found it. It was maybe like 4 months ago. I played a game called Maniac Mansion. And MD, Monetary Dragon, came in here like about an hour ago, mentioning that they just finished the game. And I thought I had heard the game before. And I asked about it, and it just brought back a wave of memories of me playing through it a little bit. But it was fun. It's a point-and-click adventure game. You can choose 3 kids out of a roster of 6 or 8 who all have different abilities. Like different strengths, I should say. Not abilities, but different strengths. And the idea is that you're going through this like mansion that is kind of spooky, and it's all puzzles. Okay, right there, that long pause after something that Blue says about the Dragon Clan. That's when I have to turn off turbo. We're learning. Can I just hold left here? No. Okay, so you do have to go down. That's really annoying. Alright, second half to infinity. Are you around, Sid? Are you here to watch my misery if this fails? Please tell me you are. But I will acquiesce that, like, to the fact that Cat being a lower level is probably what's hurting me. Like, I think she's only 1 level low. But that is even looking like it's substantially hurting my odds. And that's why the Windrobe is really helpful here. Fuck. I would have gone through the door already. That sucks. I think if I do something like that, I should just reset the room. Infinity is way too dangerous if I miss steps. Formation is scramble, yeah. Good, lead off. So she's in the backmost position, which I believe gives her good protection. But we're set up for scramble. Maybe that's a good point. It could be a good idea if there's a better position for her, like a better formation where she takes less damage in slot 4. No, it's definitely not normal. Oh my god, dude. Dude, Charles, dude, what the fuck? Oh my fucking god, man. I'll try normal this time. We definitely need to be in scramble for the death warp though, or for the death abuse. Because that way Rand does more damage. It's possible. What about parallel and defense? Are any of those contingent on other people being alive, though? I'm always going to take a lead off to run away. Okay. Oh, they're fast. Okay. So Rand being a little hurt here is nice. Blue is such a bitch. Okay. Okay, she's gonna get hit here, but it's fine. Okay. Okay, we can switch positions when we're in combat, so I'll try normal and see what it does. It's also possible some attacks can't be mitigated on formation. Yeah, like, I think defense probably is like that. If you're looking for one, look for the guide that is by B. Sirion. Because that one has the most accurate information. Okay, the next room is the one that I buffer right from. Damn. I will be more intimately familiar with Infinity, though, after today. At least the first half. Second half is not hard to remember, but I wanted to get the practice on the menu. I guess if I'm talking, I'm also not thinking about which way I have to buffer, and that kind of sucks. But I'm only losing like maybe half a second to that. Yeah, Kyo, I'm only practicing Infinity. I have a save spot, a save file where I've basically just set up everything up to that point, and I'm only using I'm using that save to basically just practice through Infinity, because I die to this section so much that I'm rusty as fuck at it. So if I'm on a pace, I don't want to lose several minutes because I just don't know what to do. Now I have a second file that is down in whatchamacallit, after Baruberry, that I can use to practice the Anfini section with like different encounters, because my PB that I currently have lost time because I didn't know how to kill an if elite. It's a shit section, speedrun or casual. Agreed, man. In my case, I'm just dying. The top of Infinity, yeah. But I've also lost time in the bottom of Infinity just from lack of preparation. But, this is my 4th try, and all 3 have died before Baruberry. Or sorry, this is my 5th try, and all have died before Baruberry. 3 of them died in the second half, and 1 died in this room. But I'm getting through these sections pretty fine. Like, on memory now. I didn't know the way to go before, but now I know how to go through this big room, and that's actually really cool. Pretty soon I'm gonna have the areas memorized, and I can get through some of the other sections without maps. But some of the dungeons are still a little too confusing, that I still need the resource. Okay, this is the best Delogany split yet. Of all final dungeons, this is one of the most difficult, agreed. So far, this one might be the most difficult in my opinion. Of ones that I've played. Because the main reason why, too, I've heard that. I've actually heard, maybe I heard it from you. But let me give context to this. The reason that this one is so hard is because you can outlevel it. But to outlevel it, you need to be really high level. I think in general playthroughs, you're maybe about high 30s here without very much grinding. Or at least with grinding that's appropriate to before this point. But you're like high 30s going through this. Other than blue. I think someone told me high 50s, low 60s is where this starts becoming less difficult. But to grind that is extremely boring. Because you level so fucking slow in this game. In this version of the game. Now, if you could get to that level at a better pace, then this wouldn't be as nearly difficult of a dungeon. It'll still be tough, but it just wouldn't be as brutal. I would even argue that even though I beat the game, like casually when I beat the game, I still felt that I was underleveled. Okay, when Blue finishes talking and there's a little pause. Here we go. I'm getting better at this section, knowing how to go through it. So the less fights I get against Karns are gonna be fine. Oh, fuck. Okay, Gannets. Bruh. Oh, maybe against Gannets as well, I should also God, buff yourselves! Oh my god, she's out of her cat form now. She might even be dead here. Even for this one, should probably be in Brave Armor. I think it's GG again. Now she definitely can't outrun things. Oh my god. So unlucky. Dude, they could have done that. She could have dodged like that, too. But I am seeing the difference with the Brave Armor. Yep, GG. Immediately a Karn fight. Bro, like, I can't get through Infinity. Dog shit ass game, man. This fight can really suck, too. Nice. Oh, okay, beautiful. Yep. Okay, beautiful, man. No, okay, good, good. That was a good death warp. Not death warp. I keep saying that. That was a good death setup for Cat. Oh, shit. Nope. We're resetting. Unbelievable. I'm not good at remembering where to go on these rooms. Okay, next one is right. So 2 rights is what I need to remember. After big room, it's right. Okay. Damn. I remembered about halfway when I loaded in which way to buffer. I think this pair is the last one, so I'll have to buffer right after the next room. Quantum practice? Exactly. JRP, I've attempted 6 times going through this last area that's supposed to be an hour long. And not once have I made it past the second split. And this is where all my runs die when I'm on PB pace. All to RNG. And this is supposed to be a 99% success rate. I think we're huffing a little bit of copium here. You could just not lose runs, I know. But I think we're huffing copium here thinking it's 99%. I'll check next time. My thought, if that is the case, and I don't know if it actually cares about that, is that would only affect your guts chance. Wow, that was the... That would have been a gold for my time. It affects dodge rate? Maybe, then. "10-minute Delogany split." I think that is equivalent to my PB gold. I'm gonna just double check. No, this is my best time going through Delogany. My Delogany time is a 1050. Even the previous gold that I had gotten on this section was would have been better than my current gold. I think that's testament to me being better at the menus. If I can complete a run. Because I definitely should have gotten a fight there. Like, on average, I would have gotten one more fight at the end, but I didn't. So my only thought is that I would have lost maybe another 15 more seconds. And it would have been a 10:21, which seems reasonable for a normal gold. 10:06 is insane. And it probably is possible that it could get even lower than that. That cat setup was really good. The fact that they slam killed Blue because I think she needed the slam to die. And the death landed on Ryu. Honestly, I kind of wish it didn't, because then it would have made killing Blue more likely, but the way that the events turned into a fortunate time save. Oh, I don't even need to go up around that rock. Okay. Cool. The rock is only there as a suggestion. I think that rock's not, though. Probably an argument to have Cat have the Brave Armor here more commonly against some of these enemies. I don't know, though. Man, getting into this section is long. That's a really long cutscene. Fucking Gannets. They still hit really hard. I guess they hit like 20 as a max. Unless they get a buff. Then it's a nightmare. Bad fight, though. Anytime you get Gannets along this path, it is very unlucky and very long. Nope. Damn. Hey, 2% is a lot for safety. And I only ever need to swap it out if I fight Gannets, because then I'm more likely to survive the fight. But I'm so much faster right now, and it probably makes a difference due to the level up. Like, especially against these Karns. Karns are one of the fastest enemies that are in here, outside of Gannets. But they're also guaranteed to kill you. Because they have a high slam rate and they use spells, which don't miss. First time I saw that enemy so far. I mean, they only appear in this area, but we haven't been here that long. Good. Nope. Okay, don't buffer out of those. I'm getting really bad. I'm doing really poorly with it, so... Okay, there's a strat that I do here that uses this dragon armor up here to make Ryu faster. And it's... Oh no. This was the farthest I made it. Oh my god, dude. I can't believe it. Oh wait, that's not right. Oh wait, hold on. No, she does have both fast shoes, so... Yeah, we're just getting hyper unlucky right now. Nice. Did you put your quantum stickers on it? Oh, right. I will check it in, during the fight. Or not during the fight, but after the fight. Nice, dude. GG, now you're guaranteed a PB tomorrow. But only tomorrow and only for like 10 minutes. So you have to play perfectly so that you land in that window. Okay, good. Okay, the bad thing is dead now. Perfect. Okay. No, her condition is super. The sad thing is I don't want to save in Dologany. And this is just making me think that it's almost like you want to do that, because if you don't, you're likely to die to Karns. I really hate that idea, that I have to be forced to save, just so I can have a 550 run survive. The thing is that if I die like how I did just in the attempt before this, it's basically dead PB. Because I can't PB in that case. I alone would have lost like 4 minutes just getting back to the same spot, and I still could die. At least now with the wind robe, it feels like this section of Dologany is very consistent. Oh, fuck. I did the thing. I thought I was on a different floor. I wonder if there's like an accumulated danger that happens in the calculation for this game. So like the encounter reset causes you to not like have 4 tiles of buffer, but I wonder if like there's an accumulated danger calculation that happens so that you're likely to get it at some point after that. Because like there'll be times where I go through a long distance without a fight, and then I get to the next floor and then I get a fight on tile 4 or 5. I don't know which room I'm on. Okay. The next one is going to be the one where I have to buffer right. Now this room has just a really high danger rate, so you'll always get into encounters pretty quickly here. Well, ass, man. Of course. I think he buffed himself. Okay. And that's how we get out. See? 10:20 is a very reasonable time. That almost was the fastest I've gone through that section. It would have been a sub 10 for sure. And the only thing was that that last fight kind of killed it. I love Midnight BOF. Well, I can't argue with that. Holding, we are only doing practice of the final dungeon area. And it is kicking my ass. This is utter bullshit. I have a very real save file that would be what you expect to have in a run. It is a little weaker than normal, which is very possible here. And it has so far been impossible for me to get to Barberry. Yeah, there's a long enough pause to switch turbo off here. Basically, a 3-minute cutscene. Okay, I think gliding like the Rand roll works here. Maybe Darkus is right. Maybe the first instance that I find of Gannets or something where I have to switch to the Windrobe, I will put the Brave Armor back on her. And just keep it on, because at least there's survivability against the Karns if they don't crit. But... oh my god. But there is no survivability against Karns with the Windrobe. Fuck, man. So, like, I would think that with this, I'm enough distance to the door. Oh, wow. I have to think that in this room I could probably make it to the ladder, but I just got an encounter after 4 tiles, which is embarrassing. It sounds like holding what you got instead of Breath of Fire was Breath of Midnight. God, I hate those enemies so much. Oddly enough, we can still get Gannets in here. I think I've gotten a fight with 2 Gannets in these areas before. Okay. So this is the final room of encounters, by the way. Oh, fuck. Ooh, on the tile. Dude, I didn't even know this was a fight. That sucks. Okay. I just need to make it to the portal. Good. Oh, he also needs the dragon armor. Wait, something's wrong here. Okay. Oh, I didn't give him the dinker. One more. Okay, he has enough. Blue should always be slower than him. So she's gonna be, Ryu at level 26 just barely survives some of the attacks, which is why this is pretty scary. Rand is gonna Vanex, Blue is gonna attack up Ryu, Cat is gonna defend. I didn't see how many wise balls I have though. That could be a problem. Okay, this is our out. Cold Breath is really good. Go back to normal. Normal formation. Okay, we have 4 wise balls. So, boom. Very nice. He doesn't have the Empire Sword on. That was very lucky. It was my save file from one of my runs. I'm actually glad that it was a more recent run where I made an adjustment on Blue. Okay, so this strat is extremely safe. Cat is gonna die here, but we have a Moondrop queued, so we're safe. Cat should always outspeed here. Ran Moondrop. Blue is going to use another Wise Ball, and Cat is going to Fire Rock. But I have less Fire Rocks this run, so that's the main difference. This is going to be faster than my PB's time. Yo, thank you for blessing the run, Infinite. I think there's no chance now that it fails. Once you get through Barberry, there's no chance that the run fails anymore. But it's going to be a learning experience. Wow, he's being a giant asshole. Well, Ryu lives. That's awesome. Cat lived too. Because of guts. Oh, wait. I don't know how many I've used. I guess the final turn's when I use the final... After I use the final Wise Ball, so I think next turn is turn 4. So I can gold this by over a minute. Nice, Cat. Yeah, next turn's last, so I don't even need to do anything, I think, with Cat. I'll throw a Fire Rock, but I don't need to do anything with Blue. Safest turn ever. Because he's already at the damage point where he gains more damage, or does more damage with his physical attacks. And it should be dead here. I don't know why I wouldn't have 2 fast shoes equipped on Cat. That's weird. What the hell? Why would I remove her fast shoes? I'm like so confused about that. But my notes say to remove fast shoes from Cat. Oh, because I'm not doing the fast shoes off of Blue Strat because I haven't compensated for the dragon armor. Nice, dude. Fuck off. I forgot about one more of those. What? 2 fights? That wasn't too bad. I'll have to see what the encounters are that you can get there, so that I understand, okay, what am I supposed to do during certain fights? Like, with Iflit, apparently I can't T-Dragon it. I guess I have to Gold Dragon? Or I wonder if Death works. This is a nice little turbo section. And when I say a turbo section, I mean, like, I still have to press the D-pad, but with these guys, they disappear, so it's not like I re-talk to them. So I'm able to play one-handed here. It's really nice. So I think historically, we would want to have the turn order be Cat, Blue, Ryu, and Rand. Where obviously, Ryu is going to be slow. So he would be, I think just barely outpacing Barberry with, Brave Armor. But not outpacing him with the Mother Robe. But now I'm basically dummying it so that it's free. And I don't have the issue where Ryu dies before Rand can give him a Wise Ball. So now I'm having it where if Ryu dies, Rand is always going to be dropping the Moon Drop. So Ryu will always live, and Blue will still outspeed Barberry, but would be slower than Ryu, so she's the one giving her balls to Ryu. So I think in PB, I still had 2 fights heading to Infini. First one was magically a lead-off, it was great. The second one was against Iflit, and I didn't know how to kill it. I thought T-Dragon would be enough, and it wasn't. And I basically was struggling to kill it afterwards. And I think I lost a minute to that. In fact, I could probably check it. I lost almost 2 minutes to Anfini. All due to an Iflit. Like, I'm almost pretty sure. Like, now it's scared me enough where I care about like learning what to do when I encounter enemies in that area. In the same way that the Chimera ended up like doing the same thing to me in the Jack fuck, what do you call it? The toilet in Everai. And I can't remember what it's called. It's called like a jackdaw. There we go. I think this will lose time to the gold, but the time is actually pretty sick. Because there's still, the main guy to talk to. The reason that, I'm gonna have to say that the reason why this is bad is probably because the gold is comparing to 2 lead-offs or something like that. Or, like, only 1 fight and it was a lead-off. Because now I gotta talk to this guy, it's gonna be a little bit, then I gotta talk to him again, so... I probably lose a minute versus gold, which would still be a minute time save here. Okay, so now it's not a turbo session anymore. Or actually, it's not an auto fire session. But now I R turbo here to say no 3 times. Now it's just Death Evan. And I think I could save time on Death Evan. I think here I'd have 2 minutes as well to save. So I can definitely save a minute on Anfini. I think the menu that I did wasn't bad. Let's do this really quick. Yeah, I already took her shit off. Right? Yeah. I'm so friggin' smart. This is slow already. And it's good that I'm experimenting with this because I have no idea what to do here. Good. Oh, no, he's gonna kill it. That's unfortunate. Okay, Ryu will take himself out now. And not the best death warp. Oh. Could have been bad. Okay. Okay, well, no fight through the bottom of Anfini was crazy. Okay, if I get a time that's 8 more minutes than this, we're talking like 46 minutes infinity. Definitely leaner, yeah, I agree. Welcome in, Toki. Good thing too from the look of it. Is this your first time seeing Breath of Fire 2? Yo, thank you, appreciate it. We're just doing practice. The first 2 parts of this practice on the splits are actually really rough. Essentially, we're employing a strat where if you fail a runaway, it's insta-death. First time in about 20 years, gotcha. We're employing a strat that basically is like insta-death if you fail a runaway. And like in recent times, I've had 3 runs that failed to, or like have died there while on pretty decent paces. So I'm pretty pissed, and I feel like I'm getting rusty, or like I'm very unpracticed in this section. So it might be the case where I spend about 2 hours doing like practice in Infinity, so that when I do a real run, I'm going to be able to, like, if I'm on pace and the run survives, then I know how to handle it. So when this run finishes, we are done for the day. I'll raid out, but we'll be back tomorrow for more practice. Or it's possible what I might do is I might switch over to Phantasy Star. It's one or the other. I'm casually playing Phantasy Star, so we're pretty close to the end. Yo, thank you for the follow, Toki. Toki Wartooth, that's so funny, like from Metalocalypse. Just the tooth was spelled a little awkwardly. Yo, Breakcats, thank you for the follow. Would love to see a full run, you got it. We'll do a full run over the weekend. Because we're close to getting world record. You do this, and you... I don't have any fire rocks. Interesting. Okay. You do that. JRP is now following, like, in Subby, maybe? This would be good time, like, during Barberry, it would probably be a good time to see what my, my fire rock count is. Very good. Well, that sucks. Well, it only removes it from Rand. But Rand still gets damage this turn. Mate. Yo, thank you, Autumn. Thank you for the good luck. Oof. The damage. Blue is a little slow here. What the fuck? Outsped. counterattacks from Ryu, though. I'll do one of these. I don't think they're worth it, though. Yeah, wasn't worth it. Good Rand. Dude, why is Cat being outsped right here? That's not cool. Windrobe, and she's gonna life PL Rand. I wonder if this is because of the level up. Yeah, she's level 26 right now. That's crazy. Oh, right. Nice. Nice. Oh, good job, Rand. Okay, good. $47.45. I only lost 50 seconds to gold, which means in a real run, what would that look like? I'm wondering how much time save I have on this guy. I would save almost a minute and a half on that. So I can comfortably save 2.5 minutes on the infinity section. Comfortably. Maybe almost 3 minutes. My Barberry was a gold. What did I just get for Barberry? So, oh, and I got 40 seconds there. 3.5 minutes of time save in Infinity. So, if I were to consider what I had last time, I had about 5.5 minutes, and I could do 9 minutes total. So interesting. That's very interesting. What I've learned so far is that I think I could get a 615. All right. Well, that is very comfy. I like that. All right, guys. Let me see. Are we gonna read out? Oh, how about this? For everyone who is here, what are your thoughts on Phantasy Star 2 casual for a couple hours? Like, I'm probably gonna just switch over my setups. Like, I'll go to a BRB here, probably shut off and switch setups. But what's embarrassing is 1 out of 8 attempts made it here. That's crazy. Alright, I think I'll do that. Stay tuned, we'll be back in about 5-ish minutes. Alright.